Hi guys, welcome to Classic Rock and Country Music Facts and Trivia. Thank you for being here. Today's video is on Glenn Frey of the Eagles. And he calls this song is what Glenn Frey calls the biggest that the Eagles ever made. Nothing the Eagles ever made was supposed to be viewed as service level. Some of their best tunes may have blended in well on any summer playlist, but for someone that bothered to look beyond the breezy chords and soaring harmonies, Glenn Frey and Don Henley always wanted their music to mean something in the way that their idols, like the Beatles and the Stones, had done before. And when they reached their magnum opus, Frey figured it was time to enter the big leagues of songwriting. When looking at their first 4 records, every Eagles project sounded like they were building to something bigger. There may have been some stumbling blocks along the way that they couldn't avoid, but whereas an album like Desperado was never going to gel with everyone, getting Don Felder and Joe Walsh into the band ahead of Hotel California gave them a massive shot in the arm. And once people heard what they could do on the songs like Life in the Fast Lane, they were no longer trying to do the same old country rock band. They were staking their claim as one of the best bands of their generation, regardless of genre, and looking through the entire record. It's like watching a movie of every single time it comes on, whether it's the harsh side of the fame on Victim of Love or bringing their tender side back in on a Pretty Maids All in a Row. Every movie needs to have a stellar ending, though, and The Last Resort was the one time the Henley started to look at the bigger picture of Los Angeles. There were many critiques about the state of the world and how fame could corrupt someone, but from where Henley stood, all of that paled in comparison to the irreparable damage that Americans were doing to the environment, especially those in big business who couldn't care less about what's happening on the ground floor. Whereas the title track opens up like a strange episode of The Twilight Zone, the closer is where they open their cinematic lens a bit more, to the point where an entire storyline goes on between the verses amid all the key changes. The album may have started promising with one of the biggest songs, but getting every single line right in this tune was no easy feat when Frey looked back on it. There had been other long songs before, but Frey felt that there was no way to get them to get bigger than The Last Resort. Saying The Last Resort is probably one of the biggest pieces of musical literature we ever tackled. We wanted to pull the whole idea together, so we thought of this girl from Providence, took her on an epic journey across America through Colorado, where they laid the mountains low, through California, where they polluted the sea, to Hawaii, where they were ruining paradise. And by the time the band reaches that final verse, those people ruining America have still not paid for their crimes. They have spent all their days trying to use religion as their excuse to do some of the most despicable things anyone can do on the land. And whereas most people would think of they were scoundrels for their actions, they were still going to be found on Sunday morning in a church house thanking their higher power for giving them the strength to harm everything in any way. But the reason why this song is the biggest undertaking isn't because of how intense the story behind it is. It's because this is a kind of practice still happens day after day. It's up to the rest of America whether they should accept it or stand up when they see something wrong in society. Totally agree. Y'all need to stand up when you see something wrong in society. I totally agree. We've not taken care of the planet that God gave us. I really do believe that. Do I believe in climate change? No. I believe that's a bunch of just a way of controlling and getting money. Taxes, that is. Do I believe the ozone's got big holes in it? No. Do I believe the ice caps are melting? No. I don't believe any of that. That's just who I am, though. And do I believe the activism on that stuff like this? No. Like the music? That's all I'm here for. But I thought you guys would enjoy their perspective on it. You got your own. Now you have mine, and you got theirs. Please subscribe if you have not yet. Please like this video. I appreciate it. You guys have a great day. God bless you. Praying for you.